So here's a quick video of capacitor buildup or crossover buildup math, dealing with inductors and capacitors. I said I would put this out for people wanting to build a crossover. So we're going to start off with a second order, and the reason why I do second order and I won't go into the math on the third and fourth order is when you're first starting out, it's easier to obtain this. Or a 6 decibel, which would be first order, because it literally goes like this. So this is 6 decibel, and then it picks up like this. This is a crossover gap, and then when you get into 12, it starts, the drop is more apparent, and then you get into the sharper drops. So it's harder to obtain a crossover, a complete crossover, and make it sound good. And this is why it's easier just to, when you're first starting out, to go either 6 decibel or 12 decibel. So this is going to be a case in point for a second order crossover. As you can see, I figured out for the cap we needed a 3.3, and for the inductor we needed a 0.25. And this is how I did it, guys. So here's the math for the inductor formula in millihenries. As you can see, it's 1,000 times the speaker impedance over 6.283 times desired crossover frequency. So when you drop down here, I got my 1,000 times the speaker impedance, which is 8, over 6.283 times 5,000 is where I want my crossover to cross over at for the high pass. And this is just high pass only, guys. Once you figure this out, you can figure out the low pass, on your own pretty easy. So we got 8,000 over 31,415, which gives us 0.2546 millihenries. This is just a high pass inductor, and you go up here to your handy little diagram and you put that in for your high pass for your tweeter. Capacitor formula is pretty easy as well. It was done in microfarads. So we're going to have 1 million over 6.283 times speaker impedance, which is 8, times desired crossover frequency. So I got the 1 million over 6.283 times 8 times 6,000. I want it to cross over 6,000. So that gives us 1 million over 301,584, which is going to ultimately give us the 3.3. Then we go back up to our diagram and we plug that right in. It's pretty simple math once you get going on it. If you can't, when you go shop for capacitors and inductors, it's going to be hard to find something in these ranges. Get as close as you can. It doesn't have to be on point. I always say math only gets you so far, and then just like a mechanic on a car, you got to fine tweak it. So I always have a couple of capacitors where I alligator clip it after I put my crossover together and I install it and I'm listening to it. I alligator clip different caps up on there in order to dial in my woofer and things like that. Same as a mechanic does to a car when they're tuning an engine. Math and computers only get you so far, then you got to fine tune it. So it's the same thing here. And this is the basis of making your audio equipment sound good. Right here's the math, really simple, once you have the formula. So I'm sorry I had to do it ahead of time. I have to do this with my phone, so it leaves me to one-handed. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment in the comment box below. Thank you.